I was an average student in school. Everybody called me a failure. They thought, hey, what would this kid actually do in life? And I literally had no pathway moving forward. I saw a lot of my friends go to some of the best universities that you can imagine, some of them getting placed at the best companies possible. But here I was stuck figuring out in my college dorm room, what exactly should I do with my life? And one fine day I was just sitting on the internet and I just decided to actually go and do this course on digital marketing. And this is where I discovered that if you can actually start your own marketing agency and actually get high ticket clients, your life can change for good. Because that is what happened for me. All the way from being an average student to traveling the world, having time freedom, location freedom, and most importantly, money freedom, which also allowed me to become a crorepati in literally my early 20s. So that's why I want to share this video with you to explain what exactly is happening and how you can also leverage this opportunity along with the latest trend, which is AI, in order to make a lot of money. So this is what I want you to know. There are business owners, right? And these business owners are basically not satisfied. Now, why are they not satisfied? Because they actually don't have clients. They're spending a lot of time in their business and they're just not able to actually grow their revenue. Then there is platforms like social media, and then there is of course AI tools that we have. Now these are the things which will allow these business owners to actually unlock a lot of things that they want, which is more clients, more revenue, more automations, more time. What the problem is, these business owners do not know how to go about using these social media platforms, or they don't know how to leverage AI in order to basically get more clients and get more time. Here is where you can actually come into the picture and just pitch to these business owners that, hey, I will help you grow more on social media, or I will automate a lot of processes that you have in your business which are mundane and repetitive so that you can actually gain more money and freedom, right? And in exchange of doing this, I will be charging you a set amount. And this is exactly what I did with Vijay. Or another thing that you can do, which is what I did, Vijay, who was located in the US, you can also charge in dollars. And because of the currency arbitrage and everything, especially with the dollar rate that's going on right now, you could actually make a lot of money. And this is the model which can allow you to experience a lot of success. Now think about this. If for this particular business owner, let's suppose they're a dentist, right? Get patients for their business. And let's suppose it's a patient who is looking for implant surgery or something. Now in the US, right, these dentists charge approximately $1,500 per patient for this kind of implant procedure. Now let's suppose you help this particular business owner get 10 of these a month. Now this would mean that this business owner can now make $15,000 a month. Now in exchange of being able to do this, let's suppose if you just charge 10% of this, right, which is $1,500, and if you personally are able to get, let's suppose 5 or 10 of these business owners for yourself, that actually ends up making anywhere between $10,000 to $15,000 a month, which is roughly equivalent to 10 to 15 lakh rupees a month. This is where the opportunity is, and this is what I personally used for myself in order to actually scale my own agency to $10,000 per month back when I was like, 21 years old. Now, the question is, Rohan, this is very cool, this is very fancy, but how do I actually go about doing this? Let's talk about that. So the first thing that you have to do is you have to pick your skill. Now, here's the worst thing that you can do. If you plan on becoming some general AI agency, nobody's going to actually work with you. Why? Because everyone will think that you're too good to be true if you can do every single thing for them. So that's why you need to pick skills which can have specialization. Now I'll give you some ideas, right? The first skill that you can probably think of is maybe you can become an AI copywriter. So there are a lot of tools like Jarvis, you can use Claude AI as well. Now what you can do is you can actually become a copywriter expert, learn to leverage these AI tools and basically write amazing copy for these people. The second thing you can do is you can become an AI content expert. So what exactly does this mean? Now, according to this, you can specialize on various kind of tools like HeyGen, and then you can combine it with 11 labs. And what you can do is you can pitch to these business owners and start creating ad campaigns for these business owners. You can create, Instagram reels for these business owners, long form content for these business owners. So what will happen is these business owners will now have content working for them on steroids every single day without them even shooting any kind of reel. Because these tools like 11 labs and HeyGen, which I mentioned to you, allow these business owners to create content without even being present. All you need to do is just film them once, and then this tool takes care of everything else. The third thing that you can also do is you can use tools like Bolna AI, or you can basically become like an AI outreach expert. So what happens is, for most business owners, whether it's a local business or a serious business, they get a lot of leads, and the big problem is figuring out which lead is qualified and which lead is not qualified. What you can do is you can build an AI outreach bot which calls all these leads and finds the ones who are interested or not interested and filters them, finds which one is the most qualified one, and then pass them on to a human who is more capable to, of course, close the deal, because in my opinion, AI is still not there to actually close deals yet. Maybe it will be future, but right now it's still not there. So this is definitely a great idea that you can consider. You can also become an AI automations expert. So what you can do is you can find out some repetitive tasks like data entry or invoicing, just like how I told you, or maybe like onboarding clients, sending documents and whatnot. Find out what's repeating the most. Use tools like N8N, Zapier, Make.com in order to automate a lot of these tasks. And what will happen is this will allow these business owners to save on a lot of that time that they could, of course, use in order to make more money and leverage it much more effectively rather than, spending time doing this boring administrative work. So these are some of the ideas that I can, of course, give to you. Now, there are, of course, a lot of plethora of ideas, but these are the easiest ones that you can get started with. My suggestion to you would be just pick one thing. Don't try to do all of them, because if you try to do most of these things, and then nobody's going to find you useful. Here's the second thing I want you to do. I want you to pick a niche. Now, there are probably millions of other people who are watching videos on AI, and you are probably not the special snowflake here. Now, what will happen is when you go to these business owners and tell them that, hey, I will have this AI automation skill or I have this AI copywriting skill, they will probably say or reply to you, yes, so does the 10,000 other people who, if I go to Google right now and type AI automation agency or digital marketing agency near me, there are so many competitors. What's different about you as compared to everybody else? So what I want you to do is I want you to actually think of a specific business. Think about maybe a local business. Now, a local business could be a gym. It could be maybe a dentist. Maybe it could be salon. Now, what happens is, and where your USP will actually come in, is let's suppose you are building an AI outreach bot, okay? And they ask you, hey, what's different about you as compared to everybody else who's pitching me the same idea? Well, what you can tell them is, my AI bot, which does outreach, has been studied with the data of 15 other gyms or 100 other gyms in maybe the state or the region that you are in, for example, Delhi, and they know the exact script, they are trained on the exact procedure which will allow you to maximize on conversion, whereas the other bots, they are very general. They are meant for just the general business owners, not meant specifically for gyms exclusively in your locality. So do you want the maximum conversions? If yes, then you should go after my particular solution. Now you tell me, if you are in the market and there is some AI marketing agency, like a general one who has worked with some random brands, Tata, Bajaj, blah, 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 but there is this you, right? This is you. Whose offer will they take? Would this be some general hi-fi agency, or would it be you? If you're smart enough to realize it, it'll be you. And that is why it's so powerful to actually niche down. If you don't believe me, look at some of the top influencers you see on the internet. Alex Hormozi, how did he start? What was he doing? He also ran primarily just a marketing agency only, right? But what was the differentiation that he had? He was only specializing on gyms. And that's when he launched his company Gym Launch, which grew to multiple millions of dollars and eventually made him the man who he is. Moving on to the third thing, which is problem. Now, here's a big mistake that a lot of people do. They come up with general solutions, and the way they pitch their solutions do not really appeal to these business owners, and as a result, they don't really get a lot of results. So I'll tell you what I mean. Now, what a lot of people do is, I'm a social media expert. I'm going to use AI to create content for you. Okay, great, but not really standing out. So what you really need to do is you need to find a painful problem for your niche, right? Something that they are struggling with. It's not, like a general problem. It's a problem that is so painful that they just can't live with it and they want a solution fast. Let's take into account you are going after international clients, okay? You're going after dentists, you're going after plumbers. Now, for these people, have you ever thought about what kind of customers will I actually help you get? Do you even know that? Do you even know what kind of customers do plumbers really want abroad? Well, back in the days, I did this research, and what I realized was plumbers specifically were looking for hot water cylinder clients. So when these plumbers abroad go and fix this problem of hot water cylinder, they get paid hell a lot of money, and they want exclusively this type of client, not just any general plumber client. Okay, and now let's take into account an example of a dentist, which I referred earlier. They want implant patients, not any kind of general patient. Why? Because this is most profitable for this particular niche. And when you give them exactly what they want, that is when you get the maximum momentum and maximum sales. In my case, for coaches and agency owners, when I was talking to them, when I started my business Uability, I realized that they want high paying clients. And this is where my USP began, and my entire company was based around just this fundamental: I will help you get high ticket clients. This is what allowed me to realize what is the skill that I have, what is the niche I should go after, and what is the painful problem that I should solve for them, rather than giving them some sort of generic solution. And guess what? When you go to this dentist and you tell them, I will help with my AI skill exclusively for this dentist, trained using 10,000 other dentist data, right? And you tell them, I will help you get implant patients specifically, which is the exact problem you were wanting to solve since the last 3-4 years, guess what? You are more likely to convert them as opposed to any other generic AI or marketing agency. Now comes the fourth part, which is USP. So the question is, Rohan, that's great, I understand that, but what can I still do in order to really stand out? What will make me really different? So the best USP I could probably give you is be certain about your results. Now, what do I mean by this? As part of your USP, try to add a guarantee. Now, in my case, I'll give you an example. I will help you get higher quality leads for your business. And if I'm unable to do that, you don't pay. So that is the kind of offer that I personally make to my particular clients. And if you see any of my ads as well, you will see that offer floating around. So this basically conveys that I'm super certain about what I'm trying to do. And if you cannot guarantee results, then the first thing that you should do is probably work on your skills a little bit more to make sure that you can actually become good at what you're doing, so that people cannot just question, why should I pick you? Because I guarantee results and I give a very specific outcome to a very specific kind of audience. And this is what will make you different as compared to everybody else. The more powerful your offer is, the more money you can charge for it. And as a result, this is the most sustainable way to actually grow. Moving on, what should I offer them? How do I structure my pitch? Because trust me, when I did this now, like my pitch and my proposal was so boring. It was like a 3-page email. I don't know why Vijay agreed to pay me money, but somehow it still worked. The offer, how do you go about doing this? Here's what I want you to do. Imagine this is your client, okay, and call this island number 1. And then this is the island where your clients are currently stuck at. Okay, there's lack of food, there's lack of shelter, there's lack of proper, there's nothing here. They're basically very sad, like I'll just say sad business owner over here. Right, and then this is where they want to go. This is island number 2. Now this is where all the party is, the best water, best food, best crowd, and this is where they actually want and they desire to be here. People just want 3 things: money, time, respect. There's 3 things. If you can help these business owners who probably have less money over here make more money, you will win. If you help them save time, let's suppose they have less time here, and you help them get more time, you win. Or respect, let's suppose if they have less respect over here, you help them get more respect, you win. And trust me, people do want respect. Like for example, Ashneer Grover, he had all the money, all the time. Why is he out there making these reels and stuff? Point is, every person, every Tom, Dick and Harry wants these 3 things. Now, a big mistake that a lot of people make is in their offer, they start focusing on features. Let me bundle 5-6 services together. I should offer content marketing plus YouTube plus Instagram, then ABCD, Falana, Faluda, and somehow my client will be impressed and I will be super happy. That is bullshit advice. Because tell me one thing, when was the last time when you were purchasing something and you got sold because there was like so many bunch of features included in it? What people want is, how fast can this solve my goddamn problem and how fast can it help me achieve more money, time, respect? That's all, right? If your offer is outcome oriented rather than feature obsessed, you are more likely to actually succeed. So write down every single thing you know about your target market. What are the problems that they have? What is exactly bothering them and where are they stuck? Where do they want to go? And then draw this line. Just imagine as if there is this sea which is filled with sharks, and the sea, they can't swim on their own and they need your help to actually go to this island 1 to island 2. Now, if they have to go from here to here, what is the first step that they should take? What is step number 1? What is step 2? What is step 3? What is step 4? What is step 5? And how can they get from this outcome to this outcome as fast as possible with your help? Now, for example, back in the days when I was getting started, my first step that I used to take was working on the foundations of the business owner. For example, retrieving assets. Like before running somebody's ads or doing digital marketing for them, I had to take their Facebook account access, their ad account access, make sure cards and everything are all aligned. So this was part of the assets part. What was the second step I had to do? I had to make sure that this business owner had, the tech setup all done correctly. The Facebook pixel is installed correctly on their website, the landing page is installed correctly, and all that tech part is done and taken care of. Then the next part I had to take care of was creative. So I had to film video ads, I had to create images, make sure that everything is nice and clean and it's all ready to go. Then what is the fourth step that I had to take? I had to make sure that I can launch. So I had the creative tech and everything set up. Now I just had to launch the ads. And then the next step was optimize. Then the next step was scale. And this step-by-step pathway allowed my clients to go from here to here as fast as possible. Now, in addition to all of this, you can of course offer some bonuses that I used to offer to my clients. Maybe it could be a Slack community, or it could be a Facebook group, or it could be a WhatsApp community where they can hang out with other business owners that were my clients. Maybe some mastermind event where they could collaborate and connect with other clients that I have, learn from each other, and of course do a lot more things. So these were some bonuses that you can offer, and this is the step-by-step pathway that you can take, which will allow these people to get the results as fast as possible. And honestly, if you do this correctly, you are more likely to actually get a lot of clients to say yes to you rather than saying no. Which brings me to the 6th point, which is pricing. So my recommendation is honestly charge high ticket, right? This is what I have been preaching. And if you are not skilled enough to actually charge high ticket, you should work on your skills so that you become good enough so that one day you can charge high ticket. Now, here's a simple equation I can give you. Values 10%. So always think about what is the value that I can deliver to this particular business owner. For example, if you are saving them time, what would they do with that time? Let's suppose they could get that time and maybe make an additional 1 crore, right, with that particular time in a year. So what is 10% of 1 CR? Well, it's 10 lakhs. So this basically means this is what your price should be in a year. Now, if you divide that by 12, right, this is how much you should particularly charge this particular person. Now, that was an example of time. Let's suppose you help this person install some AI bot which does more calling and whatnot and allows them to make an additional 2 CR. Then this means values 10% rule means 2 CR ka you should charge 10%, which is 20 lakhs. And then divide that by 12. This is what your pricing should be. Now, this is the easiest equation I can give you. Of course, without knowing your business, I cannot comment on what exactly you should do. But this is one experiment that you can do. The easiest thing I can tell you is go look at your top 5 competitors, right? See how much they are charging. And the first thing that I would recommend is if just find out the average price, your pricing should be a lot higher than them. If you're not good enough to actually be able to price that much, you are probably lacking skills or the testimonials to be able to do that. Testimonial part I will cover shortly. Skills part, you have no choice. Just keep practicing and keep becoming better at what you do so that eventually you can be able to actually command that much. Because remember, if you start your positioning low from day one, you will never be able to become the Rolls Royce of your industry. People will consider you as starter nano and then they will probably never buy from you. Now comes the juicy part, which is, Rohan, how do I go about getting clients for this kind of business? Now, I'll tell you a story of one of my clients back in the days, this client Yash. Now, this kid literally was making what? He had 3,500 or 5,000 rupees in his bank account back when he decided to enroll and start working with us. Zero case studies. Literally, he was in this beginner stage and he comes up and he asked me, okay, Rohan, how do I go about getting these clients? So what this guy did is he went to Facebook groups, right? Started approaching these business owners and he said that, hey, whatever your problem is, I will advise you for absolutely free. All I need is a 60-minute consultation call. If you like what I have to advise to you, great. All I want is a simple video testimonial in exchange. And if you don't like the advice, no worries. I'm sorry for wasting your time. I mean, if I was doing that offer right now, I'll probably say I'll pay you probably X amount for wasting your time, right? But if you do actually find it valuable, I just want you to give me a testimonial and one particular referral if you know anyone in your network. So this guy went to 5 business owners and he got 5 video testimonials, and then this started compounding. And everybody started wondering where this kid who came out of nowhere started getting all these testimonials from these international clients. And then one person told another told another friend. And this guy, like by the time he approached the 6th person, right, that guy was like, you know what, forget everything. I want to pay you money so that you can fix my problem and do this digital marketing for me and on my behalf. And this compounded and allowed this guy to actually get the kind of clients that he truly wanted. So my suggestion is, if you have no experience or skills or whatever, just, you know, work on your skills and then go find maybe a Facebook group. You can find Instagram influencers, go to that followers tab. You will be able to find business owners. You can go to LinkedIn, type exactly what your niche is using the search filter tab. There are a lot of videos available on the internet that show you exactly how to do all of that. And if you're interested to probably learn more about this, you can actually go to one of my videos on my channel, which shows you exactly how I cold approached this guy Vijay to land my first high ticket client, literally using a simple cold email. These are the 7 steps that you can literally take in order to launch an AI marketing agency in 2026 or years to come. And if you do this correctly, you can also be part of this AI gold rush and make hell lot of money. So my name is Rohan Dhawan. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment or subscribe. And I just make these videos to basically document what exactly is working for me and what's not working for me, and also share case studies of my clients and how exactly they are growing their business. So make sure that you're tuned for more videos in the future, and I'll see you next time.